Now, many of you will know by now that yesterday's NEV insurance registration report showed Nio having total NEV insurance registration from the 18th to the 25th of around 2,300. This was, of course, better than the previous 2 weeks. And today, ladies and gents, from that report, we got to see how many vehicles did Nio sell per model, or did Nio recorded the NEV insurance registration per model. And I must say, yeah, it's quite interesting because, ladies and gents, it appears that the car that Nio had made primarily for Europe, it continues to be the second best-selling car. And not only just that, but it is getting closer and closer to the top-selling model for Nio. This is something that is quite surprising because, yeah, this is the model, like I said, that Nio was targeting the European market more than the Chinese market by this model. This is something that is really interesting. And the model, many of you will know that, is the ET5 Touring. ET5 Touring, I mean, from the very first time it was launched, we knew that Nio was primarily making this model for Europe, but it is not selling that good in Europe. But we are seeing this model, in fact, selling way much better. I don't think Nio was expecting to get these kind of sales from the ET5 Touring in China, because in China we know that mostly SUVs tend to sell better than any other type of a car, which is something that would make sense to see, of course, SUV selling way more, which in this case, I mean, the top selling car, it's the ES6, which is the mid SUV, which it's not surprising to see this car, ladies and gents, selling pretty good, because not only is it beautiful, but it is the cheapest SUV that you can buy from Nio. So it's pretty interesting to see ET5 Touring surpassing all the other Nio models, or all the other SUVs, and becoming the second best-selling car. I mean, with ET5 Touring, you'll know that it's one of the last models that Nio officially unveiled last year, which, to see them performing the way they are in China, it is something that is really great. I personally think that, ladies and gents, sometime this year we might see this surpassing the sales of the ES6, because as per yesterday's NEV insurance registration, or 2,300 NEV insurance registration, this ET5 model, ladies and gents, sold 672 vehicles, or so total NEV insurance registration of 672 against the 812 ES6 NEV insurance registrations. So the difference in terms of sales, or in terms of NEV insurance registration of the ES6 against the ET5 Touring, is basically like 140. So the difference between the two cars, it's 140 sales or NEV insurance registration, which just shows you how close this ET5 Touring it is from getting to, of course, the ES6 numbers. I mean, though maybe Nio is not selling the kind of vehicles that, or the kind of numbers that we want, but this, I think, we can safely say that very soon we might see, or we should not be surprised to see, ET5 being the top selling model here on Nio. And you will know that Nio is going to introduce the 2024 model starting now in March, where the ET5 Touring, there will be a new ET5 Touring, new ES6, though the changes are not more physical, but they are more, of course, software, sort of like updates and upgrades. We are going to see, of course, the competition between these two cars, or these two vehicles, becoming more tense. But obviously, you will know that in terms of deliveries throughout, not only Nio, we've been seeing NEV insurance registrations being impacted, or heavily impacted by, of course, the Chinese holiday. I mean, today there was an article which was published by CNF Post, which indicated that deliveries from the 1st to the 25th have went down by 44% when comparing the kind of deliveries in the same period in January. So January 1st to the 25th against February 1st to the 25th, it is showing that February numbers against those compared to January are down 44%, which therefore just means that these low deliveries are not only happening to Nio, or are not only affecting the Nio sales, but it is something that is affecting almost all the automakers, or all the new energy vehicles company out there, which is why we are seeing a 44% drop from the kind of sales on NEV insurance registration we saw, of course, from the 1st to the 25th back in January or last month, which is something that must just show you that, of course, February we must just brace ourselves for low deliveries. I mean, right now it is safer or easier to conclude because, ladies and gents, on Friday we are going to get to see February deliveries, and looking at where our favorite EV like Nio is at, just over 5,000 deliveries, we can hardly see them going over 10,000 deliveries. I think, yeah, it will be very difficult. In fact, I don't think they will do it or they will sell that much, which means that our hope when you look into the entire Q1 now rests on the March deliveries. What Nio I think needs to strive for is to make sure that they pass the over 31 deliveries they saw in Q1 of 2023. So therefore means that for March deliveries, Nio needs to make sure that they deliver as many vehicles as possible, in fact almost 20,000, to try and beat the kind of deliveries they saw back in, of course, Q1 of 2023. So yes, the deliveries being impacted is not only impacting Nio, but we are seeing also other NEV companies also being impacted by, of course, the Chinese holiday. The good thing is that with Nio, like I said, it's upgrading all of their models, or they are going to start delivering all the upgraded 2024 models in March. Though they won't start all of them exactly at the same time, but a couple of them will be starting with sales now in March, which is something that is pretty amazing, I guess. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy Nio for the very first time, it is always good that you do your own DD so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.